makes me wonder what happened in her family of origin. That's where our good feelings about ourselves originate. Our parents treat us as if we're highly treasured, important, one of a kind, and we take in their good feelings and we go out into the world seeking others who value us.
Nothing I did was working. The more I tried, the more out of control my eating became. Then, I did something I hadn't tried before. I became a savvy detective and figured things out. If I can do it, so can you. Find out more at solveyouroutofcontrol.eating.com.
Hi, welcome to Solve Your Out of Control Eating. In the real world, I'm Michelle Holtzberger, a clinical social worker.
And I'm Victoria Todd, a child and adult psychoanalyst and an eating disorders specialist.
But in the virtual world, we are savvy detectives who solve real-life eating issues. And we're going to teach you how to become savvy detectives too. So grab your detective cap, your magnifying glass, and your notebook, or better yet, share in the comments. So, Sherlock, what's our mystery for today?
The case of Alicia, who's really been struggling with bulimia.
Okay, well, here we go. Step into our virtual office and be like a fly on the wall for the brief therapy session. And then please stick around afterwards. You'll hear our insights and practical advice. Now, here's Alicia.
Thank God you were able to see me today. My boyfriend is in love with someone else. He didn't even have the decency to tell me to my face. He left me a phone message. He says he's in love with 2 women and he needs time to figure it out. Hopes I'll respect his need for space. Space! He's with her.
I can see how upset you are, Alicia.
Yes. I've been eating nonstop since this happened. I'm like a human vacuum cleaner. I can't stop.
You're upset and you're eating. Help me connect the dots.
I know that eating isn't going to help, but it does make me feel better. Only for a little while. Then I feel terrible. What I should be doing is going back to Jenny Craig. I did well with that program before, and I'm sure I can do it again. I'll lose weight and start going to the gym.
Help me understand, Alicia. You want to lose weight and work out to
get him back. But I know I'll never be as thin as she is.
So you know who she is?
Yes, Claire. She's a coworker. He's been talking about her for months. How smart she is, how positive, how she really has the boss's ear. I can tell how much he admires her. I saw her picture on his work website, and she's really thin. Even if I starve myself, I can't get that thin. I just don't have her bone structure. But everyone says I have a pretty face. Guys are more interested in bodies, though. I was so upset when I listened to his phone message that I threw up. But it wasn't the first time.
That you threw up?
Yes. Last summer, he told me that he thought we should see other people. I couldn't believe my ears. He was talking about getting married after he finished college. He even asked me what kind of engagement ring I wanted, a round or a square diamond. We even went by a jeweler's and looked in the window. I bought all these bride magazines, and we were looking at the rings. In fact, I had ripped out one of the pictures and kept it with me all the time.
So this really came as a complete shock.
Yes. What kind of ring do you want? And then he tells me we should see other people? But I don't want to see anyone else. I love him. We were at a park, and I literally got down on my knee and begged him not to leave me. I didn't even care if people saw me. I was so desperate. He said he wouldn't. At least, I think he did. I was so upset, I can't really remember. I've been throwing up ever since, trying to keep my weight down.
Trying to hang on to him?
Yes. And now even that's not working. I know what you're thinking.
Tell me.
You're thinking, why would you want such a man? He's a total jerk. I know you would never put up with some guy who acted like that
Because
because you think too much of yourself to put up with him. And you would never make yourself throw up for any reason.
so why would you?
Because I'm a complete nothing.
Now comes the detective work. And this one is really hard to hear.
Yes. As always, I was listening for feelings and I heard plenty of anxiety, shock, sadness.
And so much desperation, hanging on for dear life, begging for a man who's not there for her, desperate to the point of vomiting to keep her weight down, an effort to hang on to him. There's just a lot going on.
Yes, but the anger, this was so interesting to me. She handed the anger over to the therapist. I wrote it down. You're thinking, why would you want such a man? He's a total jerk. I know you would never put up with some guy who acted like that.
I caught that too. She's convinced the therapist wouldn't force herself to vomit.
Thinks too much of herself.
Where, Alicia thinks nothing of herself.
That's right. That says a lot. Alicia was not an invested child. Her low self-esteem makes me wonder what happened in her family of origin. That's where our good feelings about ourselves originate. Our parents treat us as if we're highly treasured, important, one of a kind, and we take in their good feelings and we go out into the world seeking others who value us.
But what if growing up we weren't treated as if we're precious?
Then we would have an Alicia who appears totally dependent on external sources for her good feelings and who makes poor choices in regard to close relationships. But fortunately, Alicia has her therapist to assist her, and hopefully the therapist will help her see herself differently.
So, practical advice for those who have low self-esteem and are not in therapy?
Sure. Let's leave it with Alicia because sometimes it's easier to see things in others. If Alicia feels like a nothing, was it something that she did wrong as a child? No, it was a parent problem. Was she undeserving somehow of invested parents? No, she deserved invested parents who treated her as if she was important. So, recognizing that it's a parenting problem, that parents have poor parenting skills. They didn't have ability to nurture, encourage, comfort, instill a sense of worth. Now use this same logic on yourself. Look back at the points in your life that were hurtful to you. Look back in bearable bits and ask yourself, was this my problem or was it a parenting problem? Challenge your self-deprecating beliefs and let yourself see the truth.
Very wise, Vicki. Let yourself see the truth. Vicki and I are making these so we can help people in need, and we invite you to do the same. Please consider sharing this video with someone in need. Well, that's it for now, but there's more stories like Alicia's to come. So be sure to give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a single episode. And remember,
Keep
keep
searching
searching
for
for
clues.
clues.